Hello coaster lovers. So if you're a coaster enthusiast, you probably have been or heard of Cedar Point before. If you don't know what Cedar Point is, it is an amusement park located on a peninsula on Lake Erie in Sandusky, Ohio. Cedar Point features many rides such as Steel Avengers, for example. I only visited Cedar Point once, which was July of 2022, and I think there are some gaps in this park's lineup of rides. But this park has a bright future, and also I've never done a 5-year predictions video in a long time, and that'll be pretty much the topic of the video. So today, I'm going to go through my 5-year predictions for Cedar Point. Welcome to King's Coasters. If you are new to this channel and consider yourself a coaster addict and love amusement parks and roller coasters, this channel will fit your interests like a glove, and consider to subscribe to the channel and help out the YouTube algorithm. But before we start the video, there are 2 disclaimers. 1. These videos are just for fun. I just make up my own predictions for these types of videos. 2. We know Cedar Point is bringing back Top Load Dragster for 2024, so I'm not including Top Load Dragster and rumor things in this video. And now, we can start the predictions. So for 2024, I predict a new restaurant or a small addition. So of course, I'm not including the reimagined dragster of this part of the video. But what I see Cedar Point doing for the 2024 season is add a new restaurant or just add a small addition. I don't expect anything for the 2024 season besides reimagined Top Load Dragster. But that is all I'm going to say for the first prediction. So for the next season, 2025, I predict Corkscrew bites the dust. Corkscrew's days are numbered, and I predict this classic roller coaster will close for the 2025 season and will start getting bulldozed in the off-season of 2026. I don't think Corkscrew is going to last a few more years, but I might be wrong. Like I said, we do predictions for fun, so Corkscrew may surprisingly last around 2027. But shifting back to the prediction, I hope I get to ride this someday because I have not been on it, because when I went to Cedar Point in July 2022, it was closed for the entire day. I think it was a staffing issue. But that is all I'm going to say for this part of the video. So let's move on to our next prediction. So for 2026, I predict a new flat ride from Zamperla gets added. I'm expecting 1 of 3 options here. The first one is the Zamperla Air Race, but this will be the original version, not the Super Air Race like the one at Fiesta, Texas. Just a regular version of the Air Race, like the one at Lagoon, which is shown on screen. The second one is a Power Surge, likely the one at Knoebels, Coney Island, Starkey, etc. But the third one, which is probably the most likely, is a Hawk, like Meteor at Dorney Park, for example. Cedar Point needs a flat ride that goes upside down. Either this or an Air Race is a good option for Cedar Point, and this will be located where Matterhorn used to be, which is right next to Corkscrew and close to the water tower. I expect this opening up in 2026, replacing the old Matterhorn plot. But that is it for this prediction. So for the next year, 2027, I predict a compact wooden roller coaster replaces Corkscrew and Iron Dragon bites the dust. What a mouthful. I predict Cedar Point's next major roller coaster is a wooden coaster. This will be from GCI, and this will be very similar to White Lightning down at Fun Spot Orlando. And also, Cedar Point does not have a good collection of family roller coasters, and I know we're getting Glodmouse this year when this video is published. I just feel like the family roller coaster lineup is missing something, and the one roller coaster that I predict will be the gap in that family coaster lineup. And Corkscrew Station will be the new station for the one roller coaster, and this will be an out-and-back layout like Mystic Timbers down at Kings Island. And by the old Matterhorn plot, that will be where the turnaround part of the one roller coaster is. The layout will feature many airtime hills and crossovers, and of course, this is Cedar Point, it has to break some sort of record. I think that will feature a few inversions throughout the layout, and it would use GCI's time track. And I forgot to mention that I predict Iron Dragon is going to Roller Coaster Heaven. It is pretty dated, and it's always a walk-on. And also, Wicked Twister had the same issues. It was dated, and it barely had a line. Iron Dragon is not doing so well. It may be in danger in the next few years, but that'll be it for the 2027 prediction. So for 2028, I predict a new themed area. This will be the area where the new wooden roller coaster, Dragster, Power Tower, and Super Himalaya is, and this part of the park will be rethemed to the future and outer space, like Tomorrowland down at Disney, and mostly every ride will be themed to the future. Super Himalaya will be a time travel theme, Power Tower will be rethemed to a rocket or outer space, or it won't get rethemed at all and still be called Power Tower. The wooden coaster is also a time travel theme, the Hawk will be themed to outer space, and Reimagined Dragster will also be themed to time traveling. That part of Cedar Point is a dead part when Dragster is not open. I mean, there's a little bit of energy, but not a lot. The high energy areas of Cedar Point are the front and the back part. So I predicted for the last year that the middle part of Cedar Point, specifically where Dragster is, gets a retheme. What I'll do for this predictions and this video. If you enjoyed this video, it would be awesome if you subscribe to this channel. What do you think Cedar Point is doing for the next 5 years? And if you have any video suggestions, errors I made, compliments, even your own predictions, and pretty much anything else, sign off in the comments below. And I apologize if this video was shorter than you expected, or this video is too short for you. I always try my best to keep my videos as long as possible, but now it's time for the bloopers, and there is quite a few. Anyways, make sure to keep that adrenaline pumping, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello, coaster lovers. So if you're a coaster enthusiast, you probably have been or heard of this park before called Cedar Point. If you don't know what Cedar Point is, it is an amusement park located on a peninsula on Lake Erie in Sandusky, Ohio. Cedar Point features many rides such as Steel Venice, for example. I only visited Cedar Point once, which was July of 2022. And I think this parks have some... Hello, coaster lovers. So if you're a coaster enthusiast, you probably have been or heard of Cedar Point before. If you don't know what Cedar Point is, it is an amusement park located on a peninsula on Lake Erie. Oh no. Welcome to King's Coasters. If you're new to this channel and consider yourself a coaster addict and love amusement parks and roller coasters, this channel will fit your interests like a glove, and consider to subscribe to the channel and help out the YouTube algorithm. So of course, I am not including the reimagined dragster of this part of the video. What I see Cedar Point doing for the 2024 season is add a new restaurant or just add a small addition. I don't expect anything else for the 2024 season besides reimagining Top Low Dragster. I just don't expect anything. So of course, I'm not including the reimagined dragster of this part of the video. But what I see Cedar Point doing for the 2024... No. Corkscrew bites the dust. Corkscrew's days are numbered, and I predict this classic roller coaster will close for the 2025 season. It will start getting bulldozed in the off-season of 2026. A new flat ride from Zamperla. I'm expecting one of three options here. The first one is in Zamperla Air Race, but this will be the original version, not the Super Air Race like the one at Fiesta, Texas, just the regular version like the one at Lagoon is shown on screen. The second one is a Power Surge, like the one at Knoebels, Coney Island, Sarkaniemi, etc. But the third one, which is probably the most likely, which is a Meteor. Wait, it's... A compact wooden roller coaster replaces Corkscrew, and Iron Dragon bites the dust. What a mouthful. I predict Cedar Point's next major roller coaster is a major wooden roller coaster. And I forgot to mention that I predict Iron Dragon is going to Roller Coaster Heaven. It's pretty dated, and it's always a walk-on. And also, Wicked Twister had the same issues. It was dated, and it had barely a line. And I forgot to mention that I predict Iron Dragon is going to Roller Coaster Heaven. It is pretty dated, and it's always... Power Tower will be themed to a rocket or outer space, or it won't get a retheme at all, just still be called Power Tower. The wooden roller coaster will be themed to time travel theme.